Hello friends, in this lecture we will continue with geometric constraint. So in the previous lecture we had learned what are constraints, and now we are going to learn how to insert those constraints in the CATIA software. So right now we are in the sketch mode and we can see the option of geometric constraint on the slide side in the constraint toolbar. This is the option of constraint defined in the dialog box. So we can insert the constraint using this option. And right now we can see this option is hidden. It means first we have to create some sketch. Only then we can apply this constraint. Below this we have option of dimensional constraint. By this option we insert the dimensions in the sketches. So first of all I am going to start with some basic sketches. So I go to the line tool. Let's drag this. And then I go to line tool, click on this line, pick this and drag it to the top part, and then I select first point, and when I drag the mouse and when I take the mouse to the vertical side, we can see right now the line is blue. It means it is a vertical line. So this is called auto constraining or automatic constraint, that is automatically applied by the software. Similarly, when I take it to the horizontal direction, we can again see the symbol of blue. It means the software is trying to apply constraint into this. So we are going to cover this automatic constraint later after this manual constraint. So let's say I select this point and click here. And then I want to make this line horizontal or vertical. So how can we make this? I just select this line and then now we can see the constraint option is highlighting. So I select this constraint defined in a dialog box, click on this. In this dialog box, these are all the options that are highlighting that are possible into this line. We can apply a length or value of length. We can fix it. We can select horizontal, or we can also make it vertical. So let's make it horizontal. So I make a check on this option of horizontal, and now we can see in the preview this line has been converted into a horizontal line. And then I click OK. I pick this and drag it. And now we can have a better preview of this line. So I undo this. And then once again the line is selected, click on this constraint, and then I can also make it vertical. So I click on this option of vertical and click OK. And now we can see this line is now vertical. So this is the first basic way of inserting the constraint. So now what I do, I undo this, and now I try to pick this endpoint. So pick this endpoint, take the mouse onto this endpoint and try to drag it. We can see we can drag this point. I can reduce the length of this line. I can also increase it with this mouse. I can also make some changes into the angle. Similarly, when I take the mouse onto this endpoint, just hold down the left click and drag the mouse. We can see we can drag this line from the bottom point also. So it means this line is right now not fixed. This line is not constrained. That we can change its location and we can also change the length. So to make it constraint, I select this line and go to this option of constraint. First thing I can do, I can fix the length of this line. So when I fix this, I make a check on this length. So right now it is showing that this constraint is temporary. So I make a OK on this and click OK. I insert the dimension into this. So pick this constraint option, select this line and click OK. And then make a double click on this. Suppose I insert this value 15 and press enter. Now I have fixed the length of this line. So I pick this. Now we can see I cannot change the length of this line. Okay, so this line is complete moving, but I cannot change its length. So this is called constraining with respect to dimension. So right now we can see this line is complete moving. So if we want to fix this line, I pick this option of constraint and then I select this option of fix. Click on fix. We can see the length option is also fixed. So I click OK. So now when I pick this line, I cannot change the angle. Okay, so we can see the symbol of fix here. That is called fixing. So that is the first basic way of applying the constraint. So now we are going to apply this constraint in more sketches. So I undo this option. So this time I draw a circle. So go to circle tool and click on this circle and draw a circle like this. Okay, draw the circle of any radius. Let's zoom in onto the circle and then click on the circle and go to constraint option. So I can fix this radius. So click on this radius option. Make a check on this radius. Click OK and then click OK. So by this way we cannot change the value of its radius. Now I draw another circle. So once again I go to circle tool and draw second circle. So we have these two circles. Now I want to make these two circles concentric with respect to each other. It means I want to make their center common. So I select both circles. First circle, hold down the control key and select the second circle and click on this option of constraint. And now we can see all these options are highlighting that we can apply into this. We can fix it, we can apply constraint, we can make them tangent, and then we can make them coincident, and then we can make them concentric. So I make a check on this option of concentric and click OK. And now we can see these two circles are concentric. So this bigger circle has moved to the center of this smaller circle. So what if we want to reverse this? I want to move the smaller circle. So I make a undo. Both circles are selected. Click on this constraint option. What I do is, okay, let's cancel this. Once again click on this. So I want to select only this bigger circle and then click on constraint. First we will have to fix this. I fix this bigger circle and click OK. Now the position of the circle will not be changed. And then I select both circles. Hold down the control key and select both circles and click constraint and apply concentricity and click OK. And now we can see we have moved the smaller circle. So in this way we can apply the concentricity. So once again I undo this. Once again constraint. So we can make them tangent with respect to each other. So tangent means two entities touching each other. So make a click on this tangent and click OK. Now we can see these two circles are touching each other. Similarly, I can also make this line touching this circle. It means these two are tangent to each other. So select this circle, hold down the control key and select this line and click constraint. Click on this tangency and click OK. And now we can see this line and this circle are tangent with respect to each other. So let's pan this. And let's say I draw a line. This is first line and then this is the second line. And I want to make these two lines parallel with respect to each other. So I select this first line, select this second line, make sure we hold down the control key and then constraint. I can make these two parallel, perpendicular, horizontal, vertical, etc. So I want to make them parallel. So make a check on this parallel and click OK. And now we can see these two lines are parallel with respect to each other. So let's pan this. Okay, now we can see this line and this line are parallel. And we can also see the symbol of parallel. This symbol is representing the parallelism. So I fit this and then select this complete and press the delete key. And then once again I draw this first line and then another line. Okay, so I want to make these two lines perpendicular with respect to each other. For this, select this first line, hold down the Control key and select the second line, and then select this option of Constraint, and then click on Perpendicular and click OK. And now we can see these two lines are perpendicular. But since we have not applied any coincidence, so these two lines are not touching each other. But their angle we can see it is 90 degree. And we can see this is representing by this right angle symbol. So this symbol represents perpendicularity. So we can make these two lines touch with respect to each other. Select this first line and second line. It means we can also apply multiple constraints into the same sketches. We have already applied perpendicular, so we can also make them coincident.